So in the next couple of videos, we will learn about the passive electronics filters. So the electronic filter is the circuit which passes some frequency components in the circuit and rejects or attenuates all other frequency components. So now based on the frequency band which is being passed by this filter, the filters can be classified in 4 different types. The first is the low pass filter. So this low pass filter passes the low frequency signal starting from 0 Hz up to the cutoff frequency Fc. And beyond this cutoff frequency, it rejects all other frequency components. So if you see the frequency spectrum of the ideal low pass filter, it will look like this. So now the second type of filter is the high pass filter. So this high pass filter passes all the high frequency components starting from this cutoff frequency, and it rejects all the frequencies which is lesser than this cutoff frequency. And if you see the frequency response of an ideal high pass filter, it will look like this. So the third type of filter is the band pass filter. So this band pass filter passes the frequencies which is under certain band, and it rejects all the frequencies which is outside this band. Then the fourth type of filter is the band reject filter. So this band reject filter rejects all the frequency components which is under certain band, and it passes all the frequencies out of this particular band. So in this video we will focus on the low pass filter. So now this low pass filter further can be classified in 2 different types, that is active filter and the passive filter, and this classification is based on the components which is used for the design. So now if the filter is designed using the active components like op-amp and the transistor, then such filters are known as the active low pass filters. While if the filter is designed using the passive components like resistor, capacitor and the inductor, then such filters are known as the passive low pass filter. So the advantage of the active filter is that it also provides the gain to the input signal, while in case of a passive low pass filters, or in general the passive filters, the output is always less than the input. So the following are the example of a passive low pass filters. So in this particular video we will concentrate on the RC low pass filter. So now the first order RC low pass filter can be designed by connecting resistor and capacitor in this fashion. So now in this circuit, the input is provided at this end and output is taken across this capacitor. So now let us understand how this circuit acts as a low pass filter. So now if you see, the output can be given as Xc divided by Xc plus R into Vin, where Xc is nothing but the reactance of this capacitor, and we know that Xc can be written as 1 over omega c. So now at lower frequencies, if you see, the reactance of this capacitor will be much larger. So the output will be approximately equal to the input. While if you go at higher frequencies, the value of this capacitor reactance will reduce, and hence output will also reduce. And at very high frequencies, the output will tend to 0. So in this way, this circuit will act as a low pass filter. So it passes the low frequency components in the input signal and rejects or attenuates higher frequency components. So now earlier we had seen the frequency response of an ideal low pass filter. But if you see the actual response will look like this. So at lower frequencies, this filter provides a 0 attenuation or a minimum attenuation, and as the frequency increases, the attenuation will also increase. And the frequency at which the output is 0.707 times the input, that frequency is known as the cutoff frequency or a minus 3 dB frequency. So at this frequency, the output will be 1 over root 2 times the maximum value of the output value. And after this cutoff frequency, the output will reduce at the rate of minus 20 dB per decade. That means if you increase the frequency by a 10-fold, then the output will reduce by the factor of 10. So this cutoff frequency Fc can be given by this equation, that is 1 over 2 pi into RC. So now let us derive the expression for this cutoff frequency for the first order low pass filter. So earlier we had seen that Vout can be given as Xc divided by Xc plus R into V in. And if we only consider the magnitude, then we can write it as a V out, that is equal to mod of Xc divided by mod of Xc plus R into V in. That means V out by V in, that is equal to mod of Xc divided by under root R square plus Xc square. Now at cutoff frequency, the output will be 1 over root 2 times the input. That means the gain or attenuation of the system will be 1 over root 2. That is equal to 1 over omega c divided by under root R square plus 1 over omega c whole square. And if we take the square at both the sides, then we will get 1 by, that is equal to 1 over omega c whole square divided by R square plus 1 over omega c whole square. And if we further simplify it, then we will get omega, that is equal to 1 over RC, or we can say cutoff frequency Fc is nothing but 1 over 2 pi into RC. So now in case of a low pass filter, as we increase the input frequency, not only the output of the signal will reduce, but phase will also get changed. And this phase 5 can be given as minus tan inverse omega into CR. So now at omega is equal to 0, if you see the value of phase will be nothing but minus tan inverse of 0, that is 0 degree. So at omega is equal to 0, output will be in phase with the input. Now at cutoff frequency, if you see, the phase 5 can be given as minus tan inverse of 1, as at cutoff frequency the value of omega is equal to 1 over RC. So at cutoff frequency the value of phase will be minus 45 degree. And now if we go at omega is equal to infinity, then 5 is nothing but minus tan inverse of infinity, that is nothing but minus 90 degree. So now if we plot the phase versus frequency curve, it will look like this. So at 0 frequency the phase will be 0 degree, and at cutoff frequency the phase will be minus 45 degree. That means output signal lags the input signal by a 45 degree. And as we move away from the cutoff frequency, the phase will move towards a minus 90 degree. So now as we know about the phase and frequency response of this low pass filter, now let us take one example based on this low pass filter. So in this example we have been given one low pass filter, and in this example we have been asked to find the minus 3 dB frequency for the given filter. And apart from that, we have been asked to find the output voltage for the given applied input signal. So to this filter, at input side, the 10 volt sinusoidal signal of a 2 kHz is applied, and we have been asked to find the output voltage for the given input signal. So now first of all, let us find the cutoff frequency for the given low pass filter. So as we know, the cutoff frequency can be given as 1 divided by 2 pi into RC. And if we put the value of R and C, then we will get value of cutoff frequency as 1.59 kilohertz. So now we have been asked to find the value of output voltage at 2 kilohertz frequency. So earlier we had seen that the output voltage can be given as Xc divided by under root R square plus Xc square into V in. So first of all, we need to find the value of reactance at a 2 kHz frequency, and we know that the capacitive reactance can be given as 1 divided by 2 pi into Fc. And now if we put the value of this frequency and capacitor in this equation, then we will get the value of Xc as 796. And if we put the value of Xc into this equation, then we will get V out as 796 divided by under root 796 whole square plus 1000 square into Vin. Now here Vin is nothing but a 10 volt sinusoidal input signal. So if we further simplify it, then we will get Vout as 6.22 volt. That means at the input side, if you apply a 10 volt of sinusoidal signal of a 2 kHz frequency, then at the output you will get a 6.22 volt of sinusoidal signal. So now if you plot the frequency response for the given low pass filter, then it will look like this. And the cutoff frequency which we have found is nothing but 1.59 kHz. And the 2 kHz frequency will be around somewhere here. So at this frequency we have found the output value as 6.22 volt. So now suppose in your design, if you want that this 2 kHz signal should be attenuated as much as possible, then we should go for the higher order filters. And as we go for higher order filters, the slope of the decay will increase gradually. So now suppose let's say if you go for the second order filter, then at the second order filter, if you see the amplitude at 2 kHz will be lesser than the first order filter. And similarly, if you go for the higher order filters, the amplitude at 2 kHz frequency will reduce drastically. So in this way, using the higher order filters, we can achieve the much sharper roll off. So let us say if you are using the second order filter, then the roll off will be minus 40 dB per decade. Or in general, we can say that if you are designing the nth order filter, then the decay will be minus 20 into n dB per decade. That means suppose if you are designing the fourth order filter, then the roll off will be minus 80 dB per decade. And these higher order filters can be designed by cascading the first order low pass filters. So now let us see the second order low pass filter. So here the two first order low pass filters are cascaded. And let us assume that the cutoff frequency of the first filter is FC1 and the cutoff frequency of the second filter is FC2. So the cutoff frequency of the overall second order filter can be given as 1 divided by 2 pi into under root R1 into C1 into R2 into C2. So now suppose R1 is equal to R2 and C1 is equal to C2, then the cutoff frequency can be given as 1 divided by 2 pi into R1 into C1. So now as we go for the higher order filters, the attenuation at the cutoff frequency will also increase. So for the first order filter, as we had seen, the output is 1 over 2 times the input at a cutoff frequency. Now if you go for the second order filter, then output is 1 over root 2 into 1 over root 2 times of the input. That means output is 0.5 times the input. So we can say that if we cascade a n number of filters with the same cutoff frequency, then the output will reduce by the factor of 1 over root 2 to the power n into Vin. So in this way you will get a sharp and sharp roll off. But designing this higher order filter is not as simple as it looks like. Suppose you are designing the second order low pass filter by cascading the two first order low pass filter. So you should make sure that second stage of this low pass filter should not get loaded by the first stage. And to minimize this loading effect, you should choose the value of this resistance R2 and C2 in such a way that the impact of the first stage will be minimized. And to minimize the loading effect, the value of R2 should be at least 10 times of the R1. And the best way to minimize the effect of loading is to use the active filters, because these active filters not only provides the gain, but they also acts as a buffer between the two stages. So we will see more about these active filters once we complete all the passive filters. So in this video we will learn about the RC high pass filter. So as its name suggests, this high pass filter passes the high frequency component from the input signal and attenuates or rejects the low frequency components. And if we see the frequency response of an ideal high pass filter, it will look like this. So this high pass filter passes all the high frequency components which is greater than this cutoff frequency Fc, and it rejects all the frequencies which is less than this cutoff frequency Fc. So now in the last video we had seen that by connecting resistor and capacitor in this fashion we can design the low pass filter. So now just by interchanging the position of this capacitor and the resistor, we can convert this low pass filter into the high pass filter. So in this high pass filter we are applying an input signal at this end and we are taking the output across this resistor. So now let us understand how this circuit acts as a high pass filter. So just by applying the voltage divider, we can write V out as R divided by R plus Xc into V in, where Xc is nothing but the reactance of this capacitor, and we know that this reactance Xc can be given by equation 1 divided by omega c. So now let us consider the two extreme cases. Let us say at omega is equal to 0, the reactance of this capacitor will be infinity, and because of that V out will be equal to 0, and at omega is equal to infinity the value of this reactance will be 0, and hence this V out will be equal to V in. So as you can see, at low frequency the output will be approximately equal to 0, and as the frequency increases the output will also increase, and at high frequencies the output will be approximately equal to the input value. So now earlier we had seen the frequency response of an ideal high pass filter, but if we see the frequency response of actual high pass filter, it will look like this. So at low frequencies the output will be approximately equal to 0, and as the frequency increases the output will also increase, and at cutoff frequency the output will be 0.707 or 1 by root 2 times the input value, and as we go beyond this cutoff frequency the output will approximately equal to the input value. So below this cutoff frequency Fc the output will increase at the rate of 20 dB per decade. So now this cutoff frequency Fc can be given by equation Fc, that is equal to 1 divided by 2 pi into Rc, which is the same equation that we got for the low pass filter. So now let's derive this equation for the high pass filter. So again we can write this V out as R divided by R plus Xc into V in, or we can say that V out by V in, that is equal to R divided by R plus Xc. So now we can write V out by V in, that is equal to R divided by under root R square plus Xc square, and at cutoff frequency the output will be 1 over root 2 times the input signal. So by putting this value and squaring up at both the sides, we can write 1 by 2, that is equal to R square divided by R square plus X square, and if we further simplify it then we will get R square, that is equal to X square, and we know that Xc is nothing but 1 divided by omega c. So we can write this X square as 1 divided by omega square into c square, and if we further simplify it then we will get omega square, that is equal to R square into c square, and hence omega is equal to 1 divided by Rc. And if we write this equation in terms of the frequency, then the cutoff frequency equation will be 1 divided by 2 pi into Rc. So in this way we have derived the expression for the cutoff frequency for the high pass filter. So now this high pass filter not only attenuates these low frequency components, but it will also change their phase. In the phase of the output signal for the high pass filter can be given by the equation tan inverse 1 divided by omega into Cr. So now if you are wondering how we have arrived to this equation, so let's derive this equation. So let's once again write V out as R divided by R plus Xc into V in, or we can say that V out by V in, that is equal to R divided by R plus Xc. So now let's put the value of Xc into this equation. So we will get R divided by R plus 1 divided by J into omega C. And if we further simplify it, then we can write it as 1 divided by 1 minus J divided by omega into CR. So now this V out by V in is known as the transfer function of this high pass filter, and the phase of this transfer function can be given as minus tan inverse of minus 1 divided by omega into CR, that is equal to tan inverse of 1 divided by omega into CR. Now if you see at omega is equal to 0, the 1 over omega CR will be infinity, and hence the value of phase will be 90 degree. So at omega is equal to 0, the output signal will leads the input by a 90 degree. So now at omega is equal to omega C, this term will be equal to 1, as omega will be equal to 1 over RC, and hence the value of phase will be 45 degree. And at omega is equal to infinity, this 1 over omega CR will be equal to 0, and hence phase will be equal to 0 degree. So we can say that at omega is equal to infinity, the output signal will be in phase input signal. So now if you see the phase versus frequency curve for the high pass filter, it will look like this. So at 0 frequency, the phase of the output signal will be 90 degree. That means the output signal will lead the input by a 90 degree. And at cutoff frequency, if you see, the phase of the output signal will be 45 degree. That means output will lead the input by a 45 degree. And as we move towards the higher frequencies, the output signal phase will be approximately equal to the input signal phase. And at infinity, the phase of the output signal will be 0. So now as we know about the phase and frequency response of this high pass filter, now let us take one example based on this high pass filter. So now in this example, we have been asked to design the high pass filter which is having a cutoff frequency of 10 kHz. So now we need to select the value of this capacitor and resistor in such a way that we will get a cutoff frequency of 10 kHz. So what we will do, we will arbitrarily choose the value of resistance R as a 10 kilo ohm, and we will decide the value of capacitor. So now you may ask that why I had chosen the value of resistance R as a 10 kilo ohm. The reason is that if I connect this high pass filter to the any other circuit, then the next stage should not be get loaded by the value of this resistance R. So now if I choose the value of resistance R in ohms, then it is quite possible that my next stage might be get loaded. And if I choose the value of resistance R in mega ohms, then the value of capacitor will be very small, and it will be so small that the parasitic capacitance will also come into the picture, and because of that the design of this high pass filter will be get complicated. So the value of R should be in the range of 1 to 10 kilo ohm. So that is why I had chosen the value of R as a 10 kilo ohm. Alright, so now the cutoff frequency FC can be given as 1 divided by 2 pi into RC. So we can say that the capacitance C will be 1 divided by 2 pi into R into F. And if we put the value of this resistance and frequency, and if we find the value of capacitance, then we will get the value of C as 1.59 nanofarad. Now 1.5 nanofarad is the readily available capacitor in the market, and it is also very nearby to this value of 1.59 nanofarad. So we will take the value of capacitance C as a 1.5 nanofarad, and earlier we had assumed the value of this resistance R as a 10 kilo ohm. So now if we put these two values of R and C into this cutoff frequency equation, then we will find the cutoff frequency FC as 10.61 kilohertz, which is slightly greater than our required cutoff frequency. So now what we can do, we will keep the value of this capacitance C as it is, and instead of this 10 kilo ohm resistance, we will use the 20 kilo ohm pot. So just by adjusting this pot, we will get an exact value of a 10 kilohertz. So in our design, the value of capacitance should be 1.5 nanofarad, and instead of using the fixed value of resistor, we will use a 20 kilo ohm potentiometer, and by adjusting the value of this potentiometer, we can get an exact value of this cutoff frequency of 10 kilohertz. So in this way, we can design the high pass filter of any given cutoff frequency. So now if we see the frequency response of this high pass filter, it will look like this, and our cutoff frequency for this filter is 10 kHz. So now let us assume that to this high pass filter we have applied a 10 volt of sinusoidal signal with a variable frequency. So at very high frequencies the output will be approximately equal to input, and at the output we will get a 10 volt. At cutoff frequency of 10 kHz the output will be 0.707 times the input value. So at the output we will get 7.07 volt. And if we go 1 decade away from this 10 kHz frequency, then let's say at 1 kHz the output will be 1/10 of this value, that is 0.707 volt. So now suppose in your design if you want that at 1 kHz your output should be even much smaller than this 700 millivolt, then you should go for the higher order filters, because for the first order filter if you see the roll off is 20 dB per decade, and as we go for the higher order filters the roll off will sharply increase, and if you see the output at 1 kHz it will drastically reduce for the higher order filters. So just by cascading these first order high pass filters we can design the higher order high pass filters. So let us take the case of a second order high pass filter. So just by cascading these two high pass filters we can design the second order high pass filter, and the cutoff frequency of the second order high pass filter can be given by the equation 1 divided by 2 pi into under root R1 C1 into R2 into C2. And if R1 is equal to R2 and C1 is equal to C2, the cutoff frequency will be 1 divided by 2 pi into R1 into C1. Now designing this higher order filter is not as simple as it looks like, because the next stage might get loaded by the previous stage, and to eliminate this loading effect we should isolate the two stages, and we can do so by using the electrical buffer, or we can go for the active high pass filter.